guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm just going to start off by spraying my face with my NYX setting spray just to bring a little bit of moisture back to my skin. Now I'm going to start off with the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. I think I use the shade N1 to 2, which is pretty light for me right now considering I got sunburnt on my face and my neck area. I'm just going to use a flat foundation brush to apply this evenly all over the desired areas, and then as you'll see a little bit later, I go in with my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Blending Sponge just to blend that out. So right now I'm just going back in with that same foundation and adding a little bit more around the areas that I need a little bit more coverage. A little bit later I go in with the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Cushion Foundation. I believe it's in the shade N3, just to darken up my face a little bit because I felt like I was looking a little bit pale, like my face was too pale for the rest of my body. So now I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I first go in with the shade Fair Claire, and it looks really light, so then I go on top of it with the next shade, which I believe is just light. So I apply that down in a triangle underneath my eyes just to be able to help cover my dark circles that I have. And then I go in with a Real Techniques brush. I believe this is just actually an eyeshadow brush, but I love the way that it works when I blend out my concealer underneath my eye. So I go in with the brush and pounce out and move the concealer around in places that I want it to be. And then I go in with my blending sponge just to blend out it further. going to go in with my Airspun Loose Face Powder in the shade Translucent, and I'm going to go right in with the blending sponge that's still damp and just set underneath my eyes and my T-zone. I put quite a lot because it blends in easy and it's a very finely milled powder, so it's very hard to make this powder look cakey. And I put a lot around my nose area because that is where I get the most oil buildup the fastest throughout the day. So I feel the more I put the powder there, the longer the oil stays away. So now I'm going in with the Wet n Wild contour palette, and I'm just going to take the dark shade and my Lorac contour brush that I got with my Lorac Pro contour kit, and I'm going to go in with into the hollows of my cheeks, and then I will go in with a big Real Techniques fluffy brush and blend out the harsh line, and also add a little bit on my temple and underneath my jawline. So now I'm going back to the Airspun translucent powder, and I'm going to bake right under where I bronze, just because I felt like I put my bronzer a little bit too low. And if you ever do that, this is just a quick tip, just put a lot of your loose face powder under there and leave it on for like a couple minutes, and then wipe it away, and it'll clean up the contour or the bronzer. So now I'm using the e.l.f. blush palette, but this is in the shade Dark, but I'm pretty sure I combined the dark palette with the light palette just because I liked all these colors in one. So I'm taking those two, and they are very pigmented, so a little goes a long way. So I'm going to just take that and put it on the apples of my cheeks and blend it backwards. So now I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Illuminating Palette, and I'm going to take my brush and swirl it in all 4 colors, and then I spray my brush with my setting spray just to make the highlight look a little bit more foiled. I was very impressed with this highlight because it's very hard to find a good drugstore highlighter that has great payoff and that makes you look like you're actually glowing. So now I'm going to reach for my drugstore, the Maybelline The Nudes palette. I love this palette because it has a lot of great transition shades and a lot of lid shades. So I'm taking this more grayish brown color and just going to fluff this in the crease with a blending brush just to give my crease a little bit more dimension. I used this eye look and I created it with only 3 eyeshadows. So now I'm going to take this darker color and just put this on the outer corner of the eye, just again to add a little bit more of dimension and make the eye look just a little bit more smoky. Because for me, the last thing I want to do when I wake up is have to deal with eyeshadow and blending a ton. So I find that if you put only a limited number of eyeshadows and just build it up and make it look nice, the easier it'll be and the better it will look versus doing a whole entire eyeshadow look in the morning. So now I'm going to take the Blushed Nudes palette, again by Maybelline. Now I'm going to just take my finger and mix the two pink shimmer shades and just pop this right on the lid. So now I'm going to go in with my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk and just run this on my waterline. A nude eyeliner would do just the same, but this is going to make you look more awake in the morning versus having tired eyes or the effect that black would give. Now I'm going to take a pencil brush in the darkest color and just run it under my lash line just to smoke it out just a little bit so it's not so naked under there. Now I'm using the L'Oreal mascara. I think that's what it is. I'm just going to do a coat of mascara. I did add false lashes. They are the Ardell Baby Wispies. But again, the last thing that you want to bother with is trying to put false lashes on in the morning. So that's why I like this mascara, because it does make your lashes look nice and full. So now I'm going to take my NYX lip liner in the shade Natural and just line my lips and fill them in. I don't want to have to put on a lip liner and then lipstick and find the same shade. So what I did is I just popped on a gloss that is almost the same color as the lip liner. So once you've done that, that is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope that you'll be able to use this on your new school year. Please don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, bye.